Vicky here for Ramsine, and I'm with Charlotte and Martijn of Delain. How are you guys today?
Good. Good, yeah.
Good.
Shouldn't complain.
I spoke to Charlotte a few weeks ago, a month ago now, at Download Festival, where we did have similar weather actually.
Yeah, I remember us talking about how sunny and summery this festival was going to be. Not quite yet, but
it will get there. I'm hopeful for tomorrow. And do you know what, the last few days haven't been too bad. I went swimming in the lake, and it's really nice festival
Don't
here.
rub it in our face.
Sorry. So you guys have been doing a lot of festivals recently. Has there been any kind of standout ones for you so far?
Download, obviously.
Yep.
Grass Pop in Belgium.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good one. Metal Fest in Czech Republic.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Actually, they were all a lot of fun.
I liked Hellfest as well.
Yeah. We love festivals here. So because I caught up with you at Download before, so we kind of already touched on what you guys have been up to and that sort of thing. So I thought I'd change my normal questions and maybe ask something a bit more. Something that I didn't know, but I was also interested to know, is how you guys first got into music.
How we entered music? Well, for me it started when I was 7, playing keyboard, and then changing to piano, and then my brother asked me for a band which was named Within Temptation at a certain point, and then the whole ball started rolling. After that started Delain, and here we are.
Yeah.
So started really early.
I think I started around the same age playing the clarinet.
Nice.
And from there on I went to a school that was very much geared towards music. So I was in there were 3 different bands and choirs, and so I think that kind of geared my interest towards bands and being in a band. And we started some bands, and at one point I met this dude at our rehearsal place, and the rest is history.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because you guys have been together for quite a long time now as a band, and it's been really good actually to see you guys this year on so many festivals. I've had lots of people talk about your music at festivals and things like that, so it's been good to hear. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Charlotte, was because a lot of the time I speak to female musicians about sexism in the music industry, and I just wanted to know what your take was on it, and do you think it exists within the music industry?
I think it exists everywhere. I don't necessarily think that it exists more in the music industry than elsewhere. Metal in particular is an interesting genre because it has always been associated with some very masculine traits. But if you look at the complete picture, I know if you consider that 100 years ago women were not even allowed to enter music schools, then I think that
good old days.
The good old days.
You couldn't vote either,
Yeah, it was lovely times. Then I think that we're actually catching up pretty quickly, and of course there is still some things, for example the fact that we have a second guitarist now. Everyone keeps asking me, hey Charlotte, how is it to have another woman in the band? I'm like, please just ask me how it is to have another guitarist in the band. It does her so much more justice. So of course it's there, but it's everywhere, and it just depends on also how you how you portray yourself and what you do. So
definitely. I think it was quite interesting. I was talking to Butcher Babies. They're a completely different genre, but I think they felt it quite a lot in terms of.
The interesting thing is that even though it's a very different genre, a lot of people put us in the same category because we are female fronted, and I think that is one of the big examples of
I hate
that
that.
it exists.
Yeah. No, I think that, to be honest, that's quite lazy, really, of people, because you definitely don't sound anything like Butcher Babies.
Well, what I don't understand is why the term female fronted exists, and why is not the term male fronted?
Yeah, that's very true.
So I mean, there are 50%.
No one ever writes male fronted band.
Yeah, so it's 50% both genders. So I don't get it.
A while ago, I had an interviewer ask me, so hey Charlotte, there are quite some bands with female vocals now in the industry. So what do you do to sound different? I was like, well, first of all, would you ask the same question to a man?
Yeah.
And that kind of shuts the entire validity of
That
the
must have been a really
question.
fun interview.
Oh, I was actually, because he didn't mean it bad at all, and I was actually feeling bad because he was feeling bad after that. But you know, the question itself is like, just
I think that's probably more of a cultural thing. Like people don't even realize sometimes that they're asking.
But that's the bad thing about it, that they don't realize it and they aren't aware of it and take things for granted, which are not and the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, as well, it's crossed my mind to talk to, different types of bands about this sort of thing, but I just don't think that a lot of male bands come across it or have any experience of being able
the only
to talk
thing
about
you might say is that in metal it always has been indeed a kind of muscular, manly kind of scene, and there are more women in this scene now. That's something you can say, but for the rest, we're in 2016. Come on.
And I think that you see these things both ways in a lot of other jobs too. For example, when nowadays more men are going into childcare, they're experiencing the same thing where they're kind of entering a scene.
I really don't understand that. That would be such a nightmare. But
but I think that's the same in any kind of working environment that was very much dominated by one gender and then the other kind of mixes in. There's always that kind of awkward moment of how do we do this?
I do still think that men should turn the meat at barbecues.
Or the tofu.
No, only meat.
No, okay.
That's a man's job. But for the rest, I totally agree with Charlotte.